Hey everyone, welcome to episode 12 of Forging Fandom. And today we've got a special guest, Tim, joining us. Tim, what do you, if anyone doesn't know, like, what you're about or what you do, tell us, like, how are you doing and what do you do on YouTube?
What's up, everybody? Glad to be on for the first time. We've been kind of stream buddies in the chat. I've checked out his channel, but yeah, Tim's Talk. We do all things pop culture. We do some gaming. I'm big into cosplay. I look like a certain Star Wars character, I guess.
I was just about to say. I was just about to
Yeah,
say it.
yeah.
I know
So
you get it all the time with the Kylo Ren. Like I just didn't want to say nothing. I'm gonna let you say it first.
yeah, so it's been the bane of my existence, but I've kind of accepted it at this point. But yeah, I do cosplay. Obviously, a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Do all things pop culture. Check me out. Thanks for having me on.
For sure, yeah, because we've got some Star Wars kind of related news today with the Acolyte. We're getting closer and closer every week. Also, Danny, how are you doing? Because I know you told me your name was Danny Crease, but I've just been calling you Crease. I'm gonna go back to Danny now.
Okay, it's all good,
How are
man.
you
It
been?
doesn't matter to me. It's like I've been good, man. I'm just here to help and stay blessed and all that good stuff. Let's like get this rodeo started, as they say. What's going on, group?
Yeah, so we've got last year we had a bit of a phenomena. We had one really good fantasy show which aired, and at the same time we had one really, really bad and horrific fantasy show that aired, that being House of the Dragon and Rings of Power. And then this year we've got season two of both shows coming out, and we actually had the first trailer for Rings of Power release a few days ago, as well as the first or a new trailer, I guess, for House of the Dragon season two. What are you guys' thoughts on both of those shows?
I don't watch fantasy, so I would not know. Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
what it.
Chris hasn't seen Game of Thrones or anything, but what do you think
Oh wow.
about I guess your perspective on I guess the trailers? Have you seen any trailers for House of the Dragon? How does it look compared to Rings of Power? Chris?
Oh, what? Listen, the only way I know about the Rings of Power is like I just watch it through Gary and Neurotic and all of them. Like that's my Rings of Power right there. Like I just have them, go through the trailer. I watched the Nooner yesterday, and so like Chris Gore, hey, he's back on the Nooner now, so that's good.
Recovered from a
X-Ray Girl.
stroke?
Yeah, he recovered from a stroke, and Gary, he was doing his thing, and I watched the trailer from there. I mean, like it's a whatever. Like I'm not gonna watch the show at
So
all.
Tim, you have seen House of the Dragon season one, and you watched the first three episodes of Rings of Power. What do you think about them both coming out again this year with their season twos?
I think it's a good thing for House of the Ring, Rings of Power. It's definitely not a good thing. I feel like, dude, I don't even know how they got greenlit a second season. But
I think it was already like in production, right? Like before season one came out.
yeah, yeah, that show I'm not excited for at all. I could only watch the first three episodes, and I was just not interested. And like Crease, I kind of watched it through like Critical Drinker and like Gary kind of breaking those episodes down
Yeah,
just to see
that's what I
how
was like.
bad. But yeah, they're just roasting
and if
it.
you and if you can't watch those two, our boy Desperu got us. Like Desperu is like the guy that will watch it for you, man. He will watch bad television just so you know it. Like
Yeah. But yeah, House of the Dragon's definitely worth the watch. I think a lot of us were skeptical because of Game of Thrones season 7, 8. Those never happened. Okay. But like
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
know.
all right, let's see what they do with House of the Dragon. I was like, dang man, this is really good. So I'm really
I
looking
was
forward to it.
very pleasantly surprised, and I'm happy you said season seven too. A lot of people are just like, season eight was the bad one. No, season seven was as bad as eight, if not worse. And a lot of
Yes.
people just like stick to eight, but seven was so awful and ruined a lot of stuff, which made eight like even worse. But with these two trailers, we're gonna react to them, guys, tonight. But which one should we do first, the good one or the bad one?
I think you should
Oof.
always go with the bad stuff
Go
first.
with the bad stuff
Yeah,
first.
that's what I was
Okay.
thinking. Yeah.
Rings of Power season two. So I saw like the first half of this trailer. I haven't seen the full thing because I don't really care to, other than to just like rag on it and explain why it's awful. I thought again the first half I saw it looked at least like decent quality wise. But season one of Rings of Power I thought looked fine quality wise too. The way stuff looked, at least most of it. From what I saw, it's the writing that was just like horrific. All right.
An evil, ancient and powerful, has returned.
Prepare yourselves.
Ooh. So one of the biggest complaints that I like, even before the writing, even when casting came out, I don't, and I'm basically a broken record here. This is what everyone says, but I don't believe that Morfydd Clark is the person to play Galadriel at all, and not just like her body posture, not just like her height, her physique, but her voice too. Like when she says stuff, it does not have the same presence at all that Kate Blanchett does. What do you guys think about her?
Once again, I can't really comment on anything. I haven't watched the show. Like I'm a complete normie when it comes to the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, all that. Like
Dude, you gotta watch Lord of the Rings. It's so good. I know you're not into fantasy, but it's so good. You won't know till you try. Okay, at least watch like the first bit of season of the first season.
I'm being bullied as we speak about watching the Lord of the Rings extended edition. Shout out to ABF and the rest of the crew, man. Like I will do
Gonna
it.
make
Don't
you do it.
worry. I will do it. Like sheesh. Okay. I throw in the white flag. Okay. I'm gonna watch Rings of Power. I mean the
No,
Lord of
you're
the
not gonna
Rings.
watch Rings of Power. You're gonna watch
I'm not
Lord of the
gonna watch
Rings.
Rings of
Alright.
Power. Lord of the Rings is all the same to me. Like
No, whoa, whoa! That guys, someone clip that, please. It's a great credit from Danny. Rings of Power is the same as Lord of the Rings.
it's the same thing. That's right.
Oh,
You
No,
know
it
no.
what?
isn't.
Hot
No, it
takes.
isn't.
You
It's
know
not the
what?
same thing at all. It's not the
Just
same
like your
thing.
hot takes last week, I'm doing a hot take right now. Like
No,
it's
no,
all
no,
the
no.
same.
The
Yeah.
thing. Oh wait, Tim, what are your thoughts on this? My so-called hot take was that Batman versus Superman is really bad, but it's not as bad as the Snyder Cut. What do you think is worse, the Snyder Cut or BVS?
Oh, the BVS for sure.
You think
Snyder
that's
Cut's a
Thank
worse?
lot
you.
better. Yeah.
Okay.
Move
Yeah.
on.
Agree to disagree on
Yeah.
that. That was a whole thing last night. Jeremy Wormy
Yeah, and
basically died.
you lost. And you lost. Like we
No,
gonna
I
move
didn't.
on
On
to
the
the
video, I clipped it out and put the video up on my channel. And all the comments are like,
he
Kevin's
lost.
the only person speaking facts. But anyway,
Yeah,
guys,
we all know that you made all those accounts. Come on now, like
most of them actually have channels, though. A few of them have like one of them has like 1,000 subs. Another one has like a few hundred. So those are actually like people who know stuff.
man,
Yeah, and
people that know stuff. I understand. Okay.
Actually is. Oh, guys, Asian elf right there. I noticed that first thing when I saw this. And which is, fine. Just saying, like, elves come in all shapes and sizes now.
Worms his way inside your mind. The crest of him slithers in.
I just want to say, like, quality-wise, this looks good, But obviously, we know what season one was. Like, if I was just seeing this trailer without, like, any context for anything, I'd say this is a good trailer thus far. Like, would you guys agree, or?
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks very pretty. Like
I mean,
good set
it's
design.
Amazon. Like they have money, so like it's not like no Disney. It's not like no Disney products or whatever. You have millions and millions of dollars and you put out crap trailers. So Amazon always has good trailers.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Okay, so this is what everyone's talking about, okay? So the guy who they had play Hellbrand, everyone thought they were gonna recast him for season 2 when Sauron like switches forms, but this is the same actor. They just gave him this wig. And I mean, at least he's got long hair because no other elves in the show have actual hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of memes on this already, like because of his forehead looks so bigger. Like people had like Conehead and all that. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah,
But-
that's the thumbnail for this. That's the thumbnail for this live stream.
Oh,
He's-
okay, that was yours. Yeah.
Mo Zamboni whipped up a meme of his of him for the thumbnail. McGuire Hale. Amazon has a penis-shaped logo and penis-shaped spaceship. Just saying. The Amazon logo? Shoot, I actually need to peek at my phone, like, cause I have Amazon Prime. Let me the app.
I have not noticed that.
Does it? Like, I haven't noticed that at all.
Yeah. What I want to say about Gladriel, the casting. Yeah, Kate Blanchett. She has like that nuance or gravitas to her when she's in the room, or that stage presence. This chick that's playing Gladriel or Guy Ladriel or whatever they're calling her, she doesn't really have it for me. So.
And that's another like comparison to House of the Dragon is acting wise. Almost all the actors on that show, season one, like had so much presence, right? Versus Rings of Power, where they just feel like squeaky little people saying little lines. They're just kind of meaningless. You don't feel it, you know? Just
Yeah.
like this dude.
Yeah.
This dude doesn't look like Sauron, okay? Just not at all. He doesn't when I see this guy, I don't see presence. I don't feel an aura from him. There's no gravitas whatsoever. He's just a dude with a wig. Okay, wait, so August 29th, House of the Dragon airs the second week of June. Episode 1. There's gonna be 8 episodes. So it could actually no, it won't still be going. The last episode will probably air like a week before this, never mind. This is a cool visual though, this still. Like I love like underwater like monsters and stuff. Like in a good show, this could be pretty neat.
Yeah.
But also that's a weird, like, what's the context for this gonna be? Because that person's obviously gonna die. So like who are they and what's happening here? Who knows?
I don't know, unless that's like Sauron, if I pronounce that right. But yeah, it reminds me of Star Wars. There's always a bigger fish.
Every soul in
Oh God. Nightmares. Nightmares.
Middle Earth is in peril.
Dude, that orc looked so cool. Like, I wish that's why this is such a lost opportunity. Like, all the money that went into this, they could have made something so awesome. You know, like I see this orc and I'm reminded of the good times. Like I think of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like
Now, so did this shoot directly after season 1?
well, I
Or-
think the thing is that I think half of this did because what happened was they filmed like they're supposed to do season 1 and 2 back to back, but then there are like all these things that happened, like problems behind the scenes where they moved filming right from New Zealand to England for the second half of season 2. So I think the first half was, but then the second half was kind of disjointed and filmed like in separate locations or on
Mm.
different like sets.
And also
So-
you had the writer's strike too at the same time. So
Yeah.
I mean, that could only improve it, you know, if the writers are like preoccupied and not able to write stuff.
that's true.
Yeah.
And there's the guy that got recast because the main this dude here, I have no idea what his name is. But he was Benjamin Stark, the actor for him, played this guy, and then he left, so they had to recast him.
He's so
I mean, that's kind of cool. Like that.
It is. It makes me think of like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So like the thing is, that's a good trailer for a really bad show that we know is going to be really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It puts on display what it could be, right? Again, like $1 billion. Like you could get any members, anyone you want to cast, any sets you want to have, any CGI. Like you've got it, you can do it. But it's just the writing that falls so short, and it's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was trying to get at with the writer stuff, like them having a bigger break would give it a better shot as like increasing the writing instead of going back to back. If season one's already bad and they didn't get the
Mhm.
feedback, so this it's like I don't think they're gonna really improve on anything if it's like all the same writers or they didn't do any like hiring and
Yeah,
firing. So
that's true.
And I feel like even if they did, it wouldn't matter. Like, I mean, it would who like if you were turned off by season 1, you're not watching season 2, you know? So I don't think there's any chance they're gonna course correct, but even if they did, I feel like they've already lost so many people, you know?
yeah.
But, what are you guys? I guess Tim specifically, because Kreese doesn't like fantasy, but Tim, what were your thoughts on the Hobbit movies? Good, bad, middling?
Uh, I think that in the middle, they definitely were like a big step down, and I did feel the runtime in those, but I liked them, but they felt kind of like they were pointless because weren't they just two books and they extended it to have a
Just one
three
book?
films, but one book?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So I've got
yeah,
a
they're
different
definitely
take than everyone. I love those movies. I think they're nearly as
okay.
good as Lord of the Rings. I think they're
Oh,
fantastic. And so many people now are saying, "Oh, The Hobbit looks good by comparison to Rings of Power." I've always said The Hobbit's good. Like, I think the Hobbit movies are like some of the best movies ever. But then I get like you're comparing them to Lord of the Rings, and they are like a step down and such. But I love the Hobbit movies. And like we
yeah,
actually comparing those to Rings of Power, just like, man, what happened?
yeah, like me, I really like Lord of the Rings, and I want to rewatch them all over again and like take notes, so it's like really ingrained, like all the detail. But I think maybe hot take. I think Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars, like the original
Oh,
trilogy.
I
It's
agree for
writ,
sure,
it's
100%.
written better. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I've said that before, and some people got triggered in the chat. They're like,
Oh, I
"What?"
can imagine.
Yeah, but no, I like both because I think Star Wars is like more popcornish, and it's in space and you got
Yeah,
lightsabers. Lord of the Rings is more serious, more kind of grounded. Yeah, they still have like the mystical elements, but yeah, the
yeah,
writing's
I can
just better in
watch
Lord
it.
of the Rings.
I can watch Star Wars more. I could watch Lord of the Rings. That was just the thing. Like I grew up in a NASA household, so like space and everything. That's like it's just the
Oh,
way it
nice.
was. So that's basically what like it was. So like Star Trek, Star Wars, that type of thing. Never could get into the Star Trek element, but I could get into the Star Wars. Like I could do Star Wars all day, except for Disney Star
Mm.
Wars, because that's just not Star Wars. That's just crap, bad fan fiction in my eyes. But Rogue One was okay.
I
It's
I
just
I
not.
like Rogue One quite a bit, but what do you guys think about, so Peter Jackson, I don't know if you know, but he's decided. I think it was announced, like, last week or something, him and Andy Serkis are creating a movie about Gollum called I think it's called, like, The Hunt or Gollum's Hunt or something, but did you know about that, Tim?
Yeah, I heard about that. I can research that real second, but yeah, I heard about that. I like the fact that Andy Serkis is coming back.
Mhm.
Uh, but I mean, I'll watch it for sure. But just like this, kind of stains the brand, the Rings of Power. That's kind of the thing that would like disinterest me. So,
Yeah, and we had, what the awful game, what was it called?
oh yeah,
L Lord of the Ring Gollum.
yeah,
And, like, that's just kind of so close after that, like, Trash Fire was the thing that now they're announcing, like, Gollum movie, you know?
yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming in 2026.
Oh, shoot, that's
Go,
soon. So they're probably gonna start, like, filming quickly, like, within the next few months, I'd imagine.
They're probably gonna
Ah,
push it back
yeah.
because you are dealing with Warner Brothers, though. Like
oh,
just because they're in that just because if you know Warner Brothers history is like they'll announce a movie and then that movie will be like on the books for like 3 or 4 more extra years. So like I think that movie will probably come out in 2028. But that's just my opinion.
yeah,
I'm just
that
going
was
based off of
true.
the history and stuff.
Alright, so we watched the awful trailer, now we've actually got the good one, for House of the Dragon. So, Tim, have you read, the book Fire and Blood?
No, I have not, unfortunately. I have a books. I want to read Lord of the Rings. I do want to
Mhm.
read Rings of Power, and some
Not
other
Rings
Star
of
Wars
Power,
books
you
too,
mean,
and comics.
um
Not Rings of Power. Gosh dang it, Lord of the Rings.
everyone
Yeah,
keeps saying I haven't slipped up yet.
yeah, House of the
See, all
Dragon.
the same, all the same.
Oh, God.
No, they're not the same.
I got all these Lord of the Rings and House of the Dragon and all it. It's like got them all confused now. Like,
No, they're
It's
different.
the
Okay, in
darn
this trailer,
titling, man.
Danny, at least in this trailer, what you can notice is this trailer is carried by the characters rather than like the high budget imagery of Amazon. And you can like you're gonna see some presence acting wise in this House of the Dragon trailer versus what we just saw.
well, to be fair, like HBO always puts out great products though. So, I mean, you're
No,
talking.
they gave us Velma. They gave us Velma.
Oh,
No,
no.
I'm talking about live action, boy. Like I'm talking about
No,
like
you said
Sopranos.
HBO. You didn't specify live action versus animation.
Live action. HBO Max. I mean, HBO gave us Sopranos. Like we got we got Oz. We got what's it called? What else?
They funded all of Zack Snyder's movies except well, not I guess his Justice League movies. I mean, not Rebel Moon, but
Rebel Moon's
they've
ass,
definitely
but
slipped up. Yeah, exactly. That was Netflix's fault.
I
Maybe he'll go
mean,
to Amazon next.
freaking Peacemaker was pretty good or whatever. I enjoyed that one. That was good. But yeah, they like HBO usually they're usually gonna always bring like good product most of the time. I'm really interested in the Penguin show that's gonna be coming up soon, so I'm definitely gonna tune in for that one. So, but yes, let's go ahead. Like, let's do the House of the Dragon season 2. Click that
Yeah,
beautiful
so
bean too much.
I season 1 was awesome. I'm a tiny bit apprehensive about some stuff in season 2. Because as we know, they took some liberties, like race changing the Valerians in season 1, which was fine because it worked really well, like with the story. There's some more stuff like that that I feel like they're gonna do in season 2, but I just don't know if they're gonna pull it off the way they did in season 1, without like spoiling anything. Here we go.
The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen.
So we've got right off the bat, Winterfell putting that forward. Which it's gonna be nice it's gonna be nostalgic, I feel like, for a lot of people to see Winterfell again, because it's been what, like 6 years since Game of Thrones?
Something like that.
See like the Wall and the Starks, and I'm sure they're gonna say the name Stark like 1,000 times just to like nail it in your head that, hey, remember the good times before season 7 and 8?
Just a
Yeah.
king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm. Now I find myself in an impossible position.
All hail King Aegon!
The enemy usurped my throne.
We're going to King's Landing. Well, what are we going to do about it?
So something I would like to mention, or two things at least, is in the book, right? They're like it's separated. This is like one section of the book, maybe a third of it, and this section is kind of separated into three sort of sections, at least in my mind. And the first section was covered in season 1, but after what we've seen in season 1, Rhaenyra takes such a back seat, and she is barely at all in it. So anything that she does in the show, they're going from this point forward, it's going to be them making up stuff that she wasn't doing in the book, because they've like featured her prominently in these trailers. So that's just something that's it's going to be a bit strange, I guess, for me, because she was very much a background character doing everything after what we've already seen in season 1. And another thing is Aegon and Aemond in the book, had a younger brother, Darren, who was kind of doing all of the military stuff in the war, and he was like the primary figure out there, like riding his dragon and fighting like Daemon and like Rhaenyra's forces. And he's not in the show. It's just brothers Aemond and Aegon. So I feel like they're going to give all this stuff to Aemond, which is going to be kind of strange and make the world feel a little smaller, because in the book you had Aemond out with this section of the army and Darren out with this section, but now Daemon doesn't exist, so it's just going to be Aemond. I mean, and that's cool because Aemond's awesome, but it's just big departure.
We must play the board before us.
Proceed cautiously.
Fuck dignity. I want revenge.
News spreads through the realm. The
the great houses will come to our side.
I did not think they would be so eager to die.
Dude, Matt Smith is awesome. Like Tim, who do you think had the best acting from season 1? Matt Smith, easy for me.
Ooh, yeah, I think he was my favorite character, Damon. But Viserys,
Oh man, he was good.
yeah, like that scene where he drops his mask falls off his face and he's like crawling over there. I guess that was improv. I think
Yeah,
he
him picking
tells
up the crown.
yeah, that scene was great. But
Mhm.
no, I think yeah, I just blanked. But yeah, Damien's probably my favorite character, to be honest. Close second to Viserys. So yeah.
And what side would you say you're on? Like which side, like the Greens versus the Blacks? Who do you want to see succeed?
Black.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Team Black. Baby.
Yeah, I feel like they've both done awful things, but I think the Blacks are a bit more justified than the Greens, with the ends they've gone to, which I'm sure people's opinions will, change after season 2. But I mean, the Blacks have, Damon, and I fucking love Damon, so.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just cooler, I feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, they've got more dragons too. They've got obviously I think the show likes the Blacks more than the Greens as well. I think we're meant to. The show wants us to like them more at least. I mean, they were given Rhaenyra is obviously like almost the main character of the show and such. But which again is something that I don't know what they're gonna do because like in season 2 and 3, she does a lot of stuff that is like unjustifiably awful, and I don't believe that the show's gonna have the stomach to do any of that. But we'll see.
My ship's sailing.
So here we go. Corlys's ships. I wonder like who they're boarding. Probably like I'm assuming this is like to make an alliance with like whoever. Actually, no. This is probably because we've got this is his ships with their flags, and we've got this one ship here. So this could be like a peace treaty, or maybe they're negotiating like someone from Bravos or something, or another lord. But Corlys was actually my favorite character in the books, and he's like, he's almost sort of if the books had a main character or if the book this portion of the book I'd say it was Corlys. He was given the most like time and stuff and developed the most. And I do like this actor too. The race change I have no issue with that whatsoever because he's a really good actor.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
My ship sail at your command.
The realm's only hope is in a leader strong enough to unite it.
Do you accept me as your queen and ruler?
Ooh, so we've got like that tension between Rhaenyra and Daemon. And again, this is stuff Rings of Power would never even dream of. Having two characters who are emotionally invested and attached to each other into things, having dialogue and like this conflict between them that's even sometimes unspoken. Like we're never gonna see anything like this from Rings of Power.
Yeah, in season 1, there was a moment, I forgot what was said, but Daemon, I don't know if he dislikes what she says or something, but he chokes her. And it was almost like,
I love that moment. It was so cool.
yeah.
And emotional too, because there was, build up to it, not just like, I don't know, Galadriel choking some random orc or whatever is gonna happen in Rings of Power,
Yeah. Let's see.
So this is what's his name? Aegon's dragon, Sunstreak, I forgot, it's Sun something. But is always been said like in the books to be the most beautiful dragon there's ever been. And he is also like the Greens easily their most valuable player. Like the stuff I'm really excited. Like if I had one thing that I'm most excited to see in season 2, it's this dragon story. Cause he goes through some insane stuff, and this dragon like is probably could potentially like be my favorite, like quote unquote, even though it's not a character in season 2, just because of all the awesome story this thing has in the books. Or in the book. I
Oh,
keep saying book, but it's one book.
that's the dragon in season 1 where he kind of builds its trust in a way, right? And he rides it
No, that
one
was
night.
what's it called? That was Aemond with Vhagar, which is Vhagar is like the
Okay.
largest dragon.
Okay,
Whereas
yeah, that's different.
Sunfire is like a much smaller dragon, but also supposed to be like the most beautiful dragon. There is, and apparently very resilient too, due to what happens. His story, like sometimes, Tim, when you read a book and you're like, "Oh my God, this happened. This is so cool, and this is like the moment for me." Like every single moment for me in Fire and Blood, where that thought came from this dragon. I can't wait to see what it does. It's gonna be awesome.
This senseless war must end.
Shall now must prevail.
Not like this.
Alicenta's love for our enemy. That makes her a fool.
The enemy without may be fought with swords. The enemy within is more insidious.
There is more than one way to fight a war.
War is coming, and neither of us may win.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks good. Everything that you'd want in a game or House of the Dragon. I'm about to call it Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon trailer.
Everything you want, like a fantasy show, Whereas like you could say the Rings of Power trailer had like good production value, but was there anything that reached out to you as like characters in that with emotional stuff at all? Like for me, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Versus House of the Dragon
This
trailer where there's so much, it's like,
Yeah, there's a lot more tension. I felt like there's a lot more like questions or just alluding to things that are going to happen. So like House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones, the battle's not always won, on the battlefield. Can be won behind the scenes.
With that section, I love that like 3-second segment there towards the end where they got like a scene with a knife, a scene with money exchanging hands and stuff, which all the stuff that happened in Game of Thrones, like that whole aspect of it.
Yep.
But so, Kreese, did those trailers seem like the same to you, or was there anything that came out to you as someone who is like an outside perspective, someone who doesn't really care for that sort of genre?
It's like I said, like HBO always has good products for most of the time. Like 90% of their stuff has always been great. History shows it. That's why they call it home box office for a reason. So I think they're gonna do good. I think for what I saw, the trailers, one was a little bit more darker, but it had a little bit more like believable acting in there, and the other one looked like a high budget, like good trailer or whatever. So to just capture your eyes. So that's how I feel about it.
And Tim, do you think Rings of Power is gonna get a season 3? Is that gonna happen? Like, are they filming it now? I haven't heard anything about that.
I hope we could only hope not. Just kidding. I have no idea, but wait, oh, never mind. I was thinking of another series. The Boys just got announced for another season 2, but I
was
haven't
season 5
heard anything.
announced?
Yeah, they said they're gonna do another season 2, season 5.
Oh wow!
For
Nice.
for the boys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. I freaking love the boys. I love that series.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think, the week before last week. I really enjoyed season 1, and 2 wasn't quite as good, but I liked it a lot. And I thought 3 had some really good elements, but it also had the stuff that just pulled me right out of it. Namely, the whole ending with Maeve surviving makes no sense. And there's a lot of stuff like that throughout season 3 that pulled me out. So I hope season 4 is good. I hope they can rally it back together. But I'm kind of apprehensive given like the nature of modern stuff.
Oh no, they are. It says their Variety has reported that Lord of the Rings: The Ring of Power showrunners Patrick McKay and JD Payne have started work for season 3 of Prime Video fantasy series.
Nice or nice, not nice. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not.
No,
it's not my.
nice.
It's not my
Bad.
franchise.
Very bad. Well, even if like for anyone out there in the audience too, if it's not like it might not be your genre, your stuff, or your thing, but this all relates, right? If they can take over one genre and like fuck it over and
Yep.
mess everything up with it moving forward, then it spreads out to all the other genres and everything else. Like that's the last thing people always point out this like with kind of like conservative people don't care like about like politicians if they don't care about media and our stuff, whereas the Democrats really do. And that's why they've been able to come in and corrupt and subvert our entertainment, make it political, is because they realize, you know, the power in entertainment and how people respond to it.
This is true. This is true.
Unlimited power. Palpatine.
Oh yeah.
Another show that's oh shoot, wrong one, my bad. Another show, fantasy as well, got renewed for a season 4, and that show lost its star. Uh, have you guys Danny, I assume you haven't, but Tim, have you seen The Witcher?
Yeah, Witcher season 1 was awesome. Season 2, I just felt a big dip in quality. So like, and 3. So this will be Witcher season 3 or 4.
This will be season 4. This will be 4.
Oh dang! Yeah, I'm not watching. They got rid of Henry Cavill, and you could obviously see it was not really centered around him. It was like Witcher and Friends, just like the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian and all that, and Ahsoka and Friends. So yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it.
See, I actually really liked season 1 and season 2. A lot of people, didn't like season 2. I thought season 2 was awesome, and I was really excited for season 3. Then I watched the first episode, and it was horrendously awful, and I did not continue season 3 from there. And then they recast Henry, which is like, that's the only reason that's like 90% of why I liked the show was Henry Cavill was an awesome Geralt. He was an awesome Witcher. And now he's gone, like, why should I continue, you know?
Yeah, I started playing the game because I heard Henry Cavill was going to be cast. So like, months and months before I was playing the video games, or well, I played the third game, and I was like, dude, this is awesome.
So, I mean, he looks like in this image, especially. I mean, Liam looks kind of how Henry did, same aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
But is he
Oh
gonna
yeah.
pull it off for anyone who's still watching,
Yeah, Liam, I don't think he's a bad actor. I just don't think he has that like what Henry
Gravitas.
has, like that gravitas, that star quality. He just doesn't have it. I mean, he's a good-looking dude and looks like he's got built for the role, but he's never really been in anything that's like popped off. Anything I've seen him in, so
I've never seen him in anything. What's something prominent he's been in?
Hunger Games, and he played
Okay, I
the
did see
boy.
those.
Yeah, and then he was in another one with Amber Heard. I
Oh
forgot what it
no.
was called. Yeah, this was
Get in the
pre.
bed? What's that?
Yeah, none of that. But yeah, it was yeah. It didn't
So
work for
that's what
me.
the
Whatever
comments
film
are
that was.
saying too, is he's not no Henry Cavill, but he looks fine, Um,
Yeah.
when you oh no, when you order Henry Cavill from Temu, he's giving Damon Targaryen's Yeah, exactly. They should have just canceled the show. Like they should have. Like after Henry left, like why continue? Because we saw a huge dip in the numbers, between seasons 2 and 3, and now that Henry's gone, like who's gonna show up for season 4?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, Liam's career. I don't know what else he's doing. That's probably why he took it. But I don't think this is a good career move for Liam. Like if he wants to get to A-list like his brother one day.
I think is it too late for him though to even hit like anything close to Chris Hemsworth?
Probably, unless he does some type of buddy comedy with his brother.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
drift off his success.
Well,
Yeah.
in acting, never say never, because there's been like actors that got like roles like late in their 70s, and like they end up being mega stars in their later years. So like you never say never or ever. So happened with Morgan Freeman. It happened
yeah.
with Betty White and all of them. So like never say never. I think if he just has to land that role that's gonna like get eyes on him or whatever. So
Yeah, kind of like what we were saying the other week with Cobra Kai and what's his name who plays he was in Blue Beetle. What's the actor's name?
Oh, Charlamagne
Oh,
and Dueno.
Yeah, like with Blue Beetle, obviously is not something you want to be associated with. But since he was like good enough in Cobra Kai that he was chosen to be like in a big box office movie, that kind of shows everything like anyone else who might be casting that hey, this dude is good enough to like be in his own movie, even if it's something you wouldn't ideally want your standout first box office movie to be Blue Beetle. But it still, shows that he can like be in a big movie. So I guess it helps his career, maybe.
Yeah, it
yeah.
helps your career. Like any big role that's gonna like get you like more eyes on you. For me, I think that's a big step for Sholo. Because now, like a lot of people, because of Blue Beetle, a lot of people went to go back and rewatch Cobra Kai because they didn't know who
Did
Sholo
they?
was. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
Yes.
think of that aspect.
Yeah. So that's how I see it. Never say never, man. Because once again, like the acting field is so weird. One minute you're just like grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding, and nothing's happening for years, and then you just get that one break off movie like with Morgan Freeman, Lean on Me. That was like one of his that was like his breakout film, and then after that he was just starting to get movies after movies after that. So and he's been doing acting for years by that time.
Yeah. Yeah, Morgan Freeman and Samuel L. Jackson have looked the same age for like 30 years. Like
It's an old saying, my friend. Black don't crack.
yeah. Yeah. But then you got like vampires like Paul Rudd and Keanu Reeves, dude. Like
Oh yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
yeah.
And
Same thing with
they made
Jared
that. Did you
Leto.
guys catch that joke in
Oh,
like the
Jared
Deadpool
Little
thing?
too.
Yeah, with where what's his name's like, oh, Paul Rudd finally aged.
Yeah.
When they like his helmet open, there's this skull. I'm looking
Oh
forward
Yeah.
yeah.
to Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I hope it's good. I feel some excitement for it. Some
Oh yeah.
anticipation.
That will be like me and my friends been going back and forth on it or whatever, but I think it can make 1 billion or whatever. I think that'll be like the only. I think that'll be the only movie, Marvel movie in a while that's gonna make $1 billion or whatever. What do you think, man?
I agree, dude. I'm on that hype train. Like, because why would Hugh Jackman, like he was supposed to, kind of retired the role. Logan was really good, but why would he
Hmm.
come back for like a crap script? So I think there has to be a level of quality, and each of the Deadpool movies keep making more and more money, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to hit 1 billion. If it's good, it'll hit 1 billion plus and over.
Yeah.
See,
Um,
don't I kind of disagree there because Deadpool 1 made like 600 million and 2
yeah.
made like a little 600, a higher end of almost 700 million. So I don't see
But the
three.
budget was pretty low, so
Yeah.
for those two movies. So
I
like,
don't think I think I think 1 and 2 are going to, I can't see 3 being better than 1 or even 2. And
well,
I just,
I think okay, me personally, this is how I'm gonna feel. I will not be surprised if Deadpool and Wolverine does make more money than number one or whatever. But I think objectively number one is probably gonna be the better movie because it was like a standalone type of thing or whatever. Because it, we got introduced to Deadpool. He was just doing his own thing. The fact that this man like made fun of like X-Men Origins, made fun of the MCU like in the first couple of minutes. It was just hilarious. So,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I got an unpopular opinion. I like 2 better than 1. So
oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
why is that?
Well, I loved everything with like Cable. His dynamic with Cable was just great, and then
Okay.
yeah, I like the kid stuff and the post credit
oh,
scene, like
wait,
you
you
were
like
talking
the
about.
kid
Yeah,
stuff?
It was all right. He was kind of a little annoying, but like Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds just kind of played off it real kind of good. But I think a lot of the jokes were real funny. Are kind of funnier. So and I don't know. What thing that sold me is the Deadpool and the Cable relationship. And then there's that one
Mhm.
scene where, you know, he has like baby legs or whatever. And that
Oh,
scene
yeah.
is just it's just so wrong, but it's so great. And like Josh Brolin is a straight-laced guy as it is, and he just kind
Yeah.
of like kind of accepting everything going on.
I
And
love I love when he's making like the building his squad together, and then like when they were
That's
all
so good.
dying, or yeah,
And
when
then
they
the
all were
one
dying.
dude survives who has
Yeah,
like he's just an average Joe, like a 40-year-old dude.
yeah,
But
yeah,
for me, Deadpool 2 had the potential to be better than 1 because, like you guys said, like I really liked the Cable stuff. But the kid dragged it all
he
down to
was
me. I
kind of annoying.
hated that kid.
yeah. The kid was the most annoying part. That's why I personally can't put it over number 1. But it's still
Mhm.
funny though. That's what the thing
Yeah,
is. It's like,
it's kind of like Guardians 1 and 2. I think Guardians 2 is nearly as good as 1, but just not
Hmm.
quite there.
yeah,
Yeah,
A lot of people think there's a big drop off between Guardians 1 and 2, just like a lot of people kind of seem to think there's a big drop off, or at least some bit of a drop off between Deadpool 1 and 2. But I think they're a bit, closer.
yeah. I think number two, like I guess they had to like have the kid in there just to show that Deadpool is not such a bad dude or whatever. He actually does care about people or whatever. But because the real plan was like like Hugh Jackman was supposed to be in Deadpool 2. That's why he said like in the beginning of the movie saying fuck Wolverine and everything. Like he was supposed to be in the second one or whatever. But like I think he couldn't like cross over because of because of like it was like a different universe or something. You know how those contracts are or whatever. So
yeah. I just like why I think it's 3 is going to be more profitable is because of just Hugh Jackman coming back because
yeah.
I feel like he brings in like older school like X-Men fans before like
Oh
it
yeah.
got all saturated like with
Hmm.
I know this is doing like the multiverse type stuff or like time travel or whatever, but I think they're gonna it's gonna be like parody spoof somewhat, but they're gonna have a play on it like good. So yes, they're going to have
Yeah.
nostalgic bait and have a lot of characters pop up randomly and tell us to enjoy it. But yeah, I just think this one's going to hit it out of the park. I think we've been starving for a decent to good movie, and we haven't got that in a while as far as like the MCU or yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I don't like the multiverse thing at all. And again, like when I say like they put the TVA front and center in the trailers for Deadpool, and that just makes me think of the awful Loki show, which destroyed my favorite character, and it's just like,
Oh come on, you loved it.
love the Loki show.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
oh
like the
Tim,
first. You like the first two
wait, what?
seasons, right? You loved Loki, man. Yeah, this guy's a
He's
Loki fan.
trolling. Tim, he's trolling. But Tim, what
Loki
did you
guy.
think of the Loki show?
Uh, I there's parts I like and there's parts I dislike. Like on season 1, uh it just like the power scaling was kind of confusing, and I know everyone said the girl Loki was better than the other Loki, you know, regular Loki, but I liked it. I like kind of the mystery, but when it got to the second one, there was some cool stuff in it, but I'm just like, was this really necessary? How's this going to affect everything? And so I'm just kind of like,
See,
I
I
don't
just
hate the
watched
shows.
season 1. I didn't watch season 2, and I can say I hate it more than any piece of media that's ever been produced. I'd say Rings
Oh
of
dang.
Power is at least like I guess awful, but this thing is Loki was always my favorite character, right? Since
Ah,
like the first Avengers movies, like Loki out of any character, any media, it was Loki for me. It was Tom Hiddleston. He was the best. I'd been waiting for so long. I was so excited. A Loki movie someday, maybe a Loki movie. A Loki show was announced. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. Then they completely assassinate and destroy his character within the first few minutes. He's not Loki. He's just this sad, pathetic dude wearing the body of Tom Hiddleston Loki. The writing is absolute shit. You have this chance. A Loki show could be so good. There's so many possibilities. You've got Tom Hiddleston, such a good actor, and you waste it. And you make him power scaling is completely destroyed. Writing's destroyed. He's not acting like Loki whatsoever. He's just acting like some
Yeah,
sad, depressed
that's.
dude.
I saw the first season, and like when I watched the Loki show, I was saying like, okay, this continuity wise, it doesn't make sense because why is he being like regretting of killing people because this is not the redeemed Loki or
He
whatever. So
just killed 80 people like 5 minutes ago. In
yeah,
Avengers
that's what I'm
1.
saying. Like he's not redeemable at this time. Like yeah, I didn't understand that writing. Like it would have been more fun if we would have showed him like progressing on like not killing people or whatever. He was still killing people, but but like he
Have him
learned
act
how
like
to control.
Loki, the
y-
Loki we've
Yeah,
seen. And you could do that with
yeah, but
time
he
travel, like
lo-
him and Owen Wilson, it could work.
yeah, like they could have like made it to where like he says like, okay, I'm not gonna do that, I'm trying to change or whatever, I'm not gonna try to kill like so many people. Like the fact that within the first two episodes he's like, yeah, I'm sorry about doing all that, I don't understand why I do the things that I do. I'm like, oh boy. Oh, okay,
Like you could
so
you had a chance to do something that could have been really cool. Like there are endless ideas or things you could have done with that show, and they just did nothing. And I hate it so much, and it's so sad. Because Tom Hiddleston, such a good actor, but they just waste him to no end, and it sucks. But that's what they've done with all their characters too. It just hits harder for me because I care about Loki. But we had, Winter Soldier Falcon destroying the legacy of Captain America. We had WandaVision, which I liked the first, 6 episodes, and it just fell through after that. Then everything else is just clown shit, and it sucks.
Yeah, I agree. The WandaVision I was really liking, and then like the ending is really what did it for me. It's like, ah man, I don't know what they're doing. Like no stakes at all for Wanda at the very end, and Monica Rambeau's just like, yes, girl, I understand. You can just go. So
These people are
yeah,
never gonna know what you sacrificed for them, enslaving them
you
for
can't
weeks.
you enslaved them though, like
yeah,
it
And
don't
then
make no
literally,
sense.
one of them says, "Please just kill us."
Yeah,
But
I
Viddle
mean,
says, Loki was peak MCU, a whole 2 seasons effectively assassinating one of Marvel's best villains. Exactly, man.
yeah.
yeah. I'll give season 2 a little bit more leeway because at least they kind of stayed with it, and he got more and more powerful. And then he did have an arc because he's like
Oh,
selfless, base at the end, like he's selfless to hold time together. Like the old Loki wouldn't have done that. So
I
I'll give
know
it
he
that
wouldn't have.
on
You're
that.
right there. There's no chance old Loki would have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
See, but if they would have done like work that way in season one and then earn it in season two, I think a lot of people will enjoy it even more. That's just me
Yeah.
though.
I'd say scrap it all. Leave none of it. Keep Owen Wilson. Throw all the writers, all the actors, all the stunt people, the little dude who got the copies. Throw them all aside. Keep Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. New people, new thing. Whoever was in charge of writing him, like in the other movies, like I'm sure there was someone who was assigned to like keep track of like the character Loki and make stuff consistent because we had a consistent character throughout all the Marvel films. Have them do it. Bring me on, okay? And just let me time travel back and have them have hired me and let me make 2 awesome Loki shows. But no, it's not what we got.
Oh yeah, for
Now
sure.
the chance is gone
Yeah, sorry
too,
for the chat.
Chance is gone. But speaking of missed chances, listen, something Marvel movies used to actually, get people excited right when they'd be coming out. People, it's this awesome. It's got the Marvel movie. We know it's gonna be good. They used to win awards too, like not exactly. They never won like Oscars like exactly for the stuff that most movies would be considered for, like superhero movies, kind of what. But they were acting Oscars and awards too that they won. And this is my really poor attempt at a segue into awards, because the game company CD Projekt Red won an award yesterday. They won the Diversity Charter Award for their menstrual leave benefits in the category of innovative approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion in business. Again, this is the game company. They make The Witcher. They do games and stuff. And they won this diversity award for their outstanding menstrual cycle benefits, which honors organizations showcasing outstanding commitment to fostering an inclusive workplace. This category is chosen by internet users, so thank you to everyone who voted for us. And this the demographics of, I guess, how much blood they bleed and how much stuff they get. What do you guys think?
Wow. I feel like at this point they're just making up awards just to pat themselves on the back. That's
Guys,
it. Like participation awards.
it's a video game company. They make video
Yeah.
games. It's supposed to be escapism, fantasy. I don't care about the benefits you're giving to people while they're on their periods. What does that have to do with a fantasy video game?
Dude, I would definitely buy a video game for that, dude. This company's good.
Yeah,
Like
because I know when I'm playing this game, the people who made it got benefits because they had periods.
that's the
Okay.
first thing I think of, man. That's that's the only reason why I buy games. If they don't support
No
this
one
cause,
was
man,
bleeding while they're making this game because I can rest assured that they were all on safe leave, blood leave, I guess.
they're the real heroes. They're the
Yeah,
real heroes.
but something I would like to point out is this a statement by them? These all look to be women, right? Like these are all like actual like females, right? That's where it appears.
Yeah.
So what does this say that there are no like cross dressers in this? Pretending to have menstrual cycles. Like, are they gonna
Uh
get flack for this from the lefties?
I don't know. It needs to be more diverse, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, where's like the dude with the wig? Where's Halvan with his wig trying to fit in? Dude, if there's anyone if you're in chat or if you're watching this on a replay, I'll get back to you about this later. But anyone in chat who memes, like a meme of Halvan trying to fit in here because he's got his wig, his fake elf wig, trying to pretend he's like a transgender female. But yeah, guys, I guess trans people don't have menstrual cycles is the hard statement CD Projekt Red has taken on this.
Yeah.
Yikes. But they're making the next Witcher game. Does that excite you?
Oh man. They're making the next Witcher game?
I'm pretty sure CD Projekt Red is behind The Witcher, right? Yep, they are.
Okay.
What do you guys think about the? What do you think about the Assassin's Creed Black Samurai game, though?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah, like they said, like the new Assassin's Creed, like it's gonna be a black samurai instead, like in feudal Japan. It was like I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Like,
I thought, wait, aren't samurais from? Sorry, like when I think of samurai, I think of, like some Asian dude, right? Because that's a samurai, like.
I mean, historically, there's only been like one quote unquote black samurai, and his name is Yasuke or whatever. But even then, it's like I think this is just I don't even think they're even using that one. It's just like a actual black dude in Assassin's. Just like I think if you type in a black samurai in Assassin's Creed, like you'll pop up or whatever.
But wait, sorry. So are they? Isn't a huge market for a samurai thing like this going to be Japan or China?
Shit. No, it's in like. Oh, go ahead.
Is that not so? What game is this again? This is what?
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. So is there not a market for that stuff in like Asia? Because Asia is they're the people who they have to put the mask on Black Panther for the posters of like Civil War. They're the people who don't like. They're pretty racist people over there. I don't feel like they'd like that. And that's like, is that not a part of their market?
It's like this was made in America, so like they have to it doesn't make any sense. Like it's taking place in like feudal Japan, like like in that era where like there's like no foreigners at all. Like, and once again, like there's only been quote unquote one black samurai, and his name was Yasuke, whatever. And like even then, like I don't think he wasn't even considered the rank of samurai or whatever. I think he was like a ronin. Hey, what's up, Johnny?
What's up, Johnny?
Hey,
Speaking of
how's it?
Japan, Johnny,
What up?
that's such a good segue, and it wasn't even intended. So, Johnny, we're talking about a Japanese thing, and then you show up, and you were just
Okay.
in Japan, so it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Hey, Johnny. So have you heard of that Assassin's Creed with the new black samurai that's supposed to be the main character?
I saw some of the tweets on Twitter, and then I saw a video talking about it on Geeks and Gamers, and apparently they're playing DEI again. Like, what else is new? So apparently, yeah, it is. It's not historically accurate or even culturally appropriate. I'm not sure the direction it's supposed to be, but yeah, it just looks out of place when you have the first black samurai. I mean, what year does it take place in? Because as far as I know, Africa's far away from Japan, and I don't recall ever in history that Africans settled in Japan. Only only religious. Go ahead.
There's only been one black person that's quote unquote have been a samurai, and his name is Yasuke or whatever. But I don't even think he was considered like a full blood samurai or whatever. Like he didn't get that rank or whatever. I think he was considered like just being a ronin or whatever, and that's different or whatever. So, because like for what I remember, like samurais don't let. I mean, they're pretty like how can I say it? What's the word?
No, we know what you mean. It's
Xenophobic
like
or
almost like
whatever.
yeah,
They're really xenophobic about their ranks on who they give the quote unquote samurai thing to or whatever.
You mean Japan?
Yeah, Japan.
Well, first of all, Assassin's Creed, is it fictional or is it like Call of Duty?
Fictional.
Huh?
Highly fictional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's taken place in a historical type of moment, so
Then I would feel it's just diversity. Is another DEI move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I can see why a lot of people are not pleased with this decision. So of course they're going to get roasted over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they have to say it, every time you hear a company brag or project about first black, this whatever person of color, it's going to be a woke move. So of course it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
I was like listening to Rippa and the Silverback yesterday, and young Rippa was saying like you would think like Assassin's Creed would probably want to like there's so much African lore that they would want to do or whatever, like instead of just doing a samurai, you could have just done like a Zulu nation type of warrior, like Shaka Zulu, like an actual African king, and you could have had him take on like zombies and stuff like that.
Of course,
I don't think nobody would have a problem with that or whatever.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they can create their own. But Jeremy has always said they can't create they can't create anything. They want to hijack popular things and then just include, because this is not about giving a good game. It's a political movement. We all know that. They just want to pander because they keep trying to lean to the minorities for just woke points. It's just part of the political movement about getting the minorities on their side. So they're just trying to propaganda. How do you say that word? Propagandize. Yeah.
Propagandize.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, and I'm speaking as a black man. Like, listen, like, I love anime, I love Japanese history, I love it all or whatever. But it doesn't really make sense that, you have like a black samurai in feudal Japan. Like, this is a story. They're missing history with like,
now,
with fantasy. Yeah.
Would you like to make a comparison with this decision and this anime that I have not seen but have heard of, Afro Samurai?
Afro Samurai go hard. But that's like that's a different thing. Like, it's not taking place in no historical type of thing. It's like in an alternate future type of world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the United States make up a lot of fictional worlds. Japan makes up a lot of fictional worlds. It's just that we have a lot of the same culture that reminds us of our own countries. We know, but
I love Afro Samurai. That's my shit.
yeah, I guess. But the thing is, when we make our own fiction, when we make our own fictional worlds, we still adapt the same culture our country has, and Japan does the same there. It doesn't mean it's got to be like a historical thing when it how can I explain this? As long as it's all like you said, an alternative world, you could do whatever, just make it a good character. But when you project, it's like, yeah, you're just trying to make yourself shallow, and that's like a self-centered move that you're bragging about it. I don't know. It just makes you look bad that way. We don't care about what the person thinks about these self-centered things, right?
Yeah.
And this looks like this game is gonna cost $130 to purchase. That's insane.
Really?
Yeah. For
Wow.
like, it's like the most I've ever spent is like $20. Like 100.
Well,
like I get the people out there who spend like 50 or 60, but it's not.
Are you talking about like for
wild.
download, or are you talking about physical copy?
This is on Steam, because I guess Aspergold got upset about that, and then that was like a whole thing.
Well, all modern games are going to be expensive nowadays.
That's crazy. $130.
There's no. That has to be like with DLCs or like the Ultimate Cut or something.
Even if it is, if someone wants to
dude, that's more than the average video game, bro. Like the average video game is like $60. You're telling me this is like double the price? Who's gonna play it?
That's wild.
Especially like I said, this is forced diversity. We can tell when they're bragging about it. Then this is intentional versus keeping it to yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Common People says that Tim looks like a guy I know, only hotter. Oh hi. Got a fan, Tim.
Oh.
So Japan was great. I went to 6 places. First starting in Fukuoka in the south, and went to Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Osaka, Kyoto, and then Tokyo before coming home. So
nice.
It's always nice to go there. That was my 3rd time going to Japan.
Oh wow.
Mm. Do you guys want to go there someday?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's on the list. Like I definitely want to go to Japan, and like look at the history, of course. Like look at go to like all the historical places, but also like pick up a couple of like anime stuff, a little bit more anime type of stuff, because I am a huge fan. Like I am a diehard fan. This whole entire wall right here, nothing but anime.
I wish I had all the money to buy all those DVDs. My money has been going to all these games since 2010, and I still got to pay my debts. But
still got to pay your debts.
Now, you know who else is having financial problems right now?
Oh.
Oh damn. That's crazy, man. Those actors out there.
Hang on, I want to show you something. I did not expect to buy anything in Japan. I just wanted to just take my mom there because I promised her I'd take her. But I did actually run into something I didn't expect to get for a good price. 1,000 yen is like a little less than $10. Do you know this character?
Not sure.
I don't know anything about anime, so I would.
I'm not sure.
Her name is Sharisa Johnny from my all-time favorite anime called Escried or Scried.
Okay.
So yeah, I knew the character, and right away I bought it. So it was not from Akihabara. It was from a different place, Shizuoka. I went to go visit a friend, and then I saw Mount Fuji there, and then yeah. So I was.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to go to Mount Fuji. That's one of the places that I want to go to.
So yeah, it's pretty attractive there. Yeah.
So Kaylin, like, let's talk about like X-Men '97, like the numbers being low on Disney Plus. Like they got low viewership or whatever.
Yeah, so it seems like, I mean, this is kind of obvious, but like if you give someone something bad again and again and again, they're gonna stop coming back. Even if you have something good, they're gonna be, I don't believe you. You've given me shit for 4 years now. Why should I come back for this? But it seems like they
Yeah.
actually did produce something good with X-Men '97. Only there's not really anyone left who subscribed to Disney Plus to watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like on comic book. If you want to type in X-Men '97 low views and like comic book news. I mean, cosmic book news will have like two articles there. Like one is like talking about how Captain Marvel is a little. I mean, Miss Marvel and Echo have better numbers than the actual X-Men '97 show, and it just shows you, man. Like, I watched X-Men '97, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you, like, at first I thought it was gonna be like bad or whatever, but it was one of my childhood shows. Like I remember watching it when I was a kid, and so like I said, like, what, whatever, let me just go ahead and watch it. If the first couple of episodes are crap, then I'm gonna just drop it or whatever. But hey, I'll be the first one to tell you, I was wrong about the show. I loved every last minute of it. They got it all correct or whatever. Like it felt like the '90s.
No.
What was that?
I don't know what
Somebody
happened.
somebody got the internet aids. I was gonna say, like, it felt like the '90s show. Like there was some stuff that was like, you rolled your eyes a little bit, like on episode 2 or whatever. But for the most part, I loved every last minute of it, man. Like X-Men '97 was not a disappointment. But once again, this is what I tell my friends too. I said, like, but I don't feel sorry for Disney because they pulled so much crap against their customers. They're not gonna. I'm not gonna give them benefit of doubt because X-Men '97 was good or whatever. But like, sucks that it's basically like another Andor. I don't know if you agree with me.
I know. I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree too, because I actually liked Andor as well. I didn't think it was great, but I think it has some pacing issues. But overall, I liked it. I was like, oh man, and I was surprised. But yeah, X-Men '97, I loved it. I was definitely like Kreese. I was cautiously optimistic going into it, and I held off till like episode 7, like I said before, because I wanted to hear good word of mouth, and I didn't want it to ruin my prior experience with X-Men, and it delivered for me. So give credit where it's due. But at this point, it's too late in the game almost to get people back to this stuff. Like I think Acolyte's just gonna bomb hard, like in the paint. Like those numbers.
Oh, no one's gonna watch that. But the thing is, I will bring up some stuff that I strongly disliked about X-Men '97. But first of all, I did just try and pull up an article, and then a City Sweeney ad popped up, and a bunch of City Sweeney ads popped up, and so it messed with my Wi-Fi, so I had to get rid of that article. But anyway, X-Men '97. Listen, I watched the first 5 episodes, and then I kind of stopped, and then more recently I watched the final episodes, and I've got a few big problems. Namely, the one comes 2 episodes before the finale. Magneto. So basically, guys, there are these Sentinel things coming up. Like final like stage stuff. Endgame. They're coming up all over Earth. Gonna go kill the mutants. So what Magneto does is he sends this EMP out to shut them all down, right? So he takes out all the electricity across the whole planet, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the Sentinels were gonna kill a few hundred mutants, right? Maybe a couple dozen people. Collateral damage were gonna die. Magneto just killed everyone connected to life support in hospitals. If you're on the road during this, good luck. If you're flying during this, good luck. If you're in like a submarine underwater, good luck. Because Magneto just.
But you don't understand Magneto's character. He doesn't like humans. He just tolerates them because he does it for his friend.
No. Here's the thing, though. That's Magneto. But can you say the same for every other member of the X-Men who's just fine with this, and then Rogue and Sunspot would just go and join him? Can you say that about their characters?
No,
Magneto
because
just
like that it makes sense. It makes sense, like, you know, because not like Professor X, like you from the beginning of the series. This is before '97. Even said, like, you know, like you all have your own ways. Like you can't tell other mutants what to do with their lives or whatever. So you
But
know.
he just killed millions of innocent people, and you're saying all the X-Men are fine with that.
Well, like but you gotta understand from their perspective. Like they literally got genocide on Genosha. So like, you know, like you're gonna feel some type of way, whatever. Like, you know.
So Magneto just killed more people than any villain has ever even attempted to across the series, and you're saying all the X-Men are chill with millions dead.
Well, collateral damage. You could say even though he killed more, but he also saved more.
Yeah.
But the Sentinels were going after
Alright, so-
X-Men, not humans.
Well, because the Sentinels always been anti-mutant. That's their programming. Like they don't go for humans or whatever. Like,
No, that's what I'm
but
saying. He just killed billions of humans, and the most innocent ones too. The ones in the
well,
hospital.
those were like Sentinel human things or whatever. So like they're not really.
No. I'm talking about the humans on life support in the hospital. I'm talking about the humans in the submarine underwater. I'm talking about all the humans flying on planes.
But that's Magneto's character. He doesn't care
No.
about
You're
humans.
missing what I'm saying. I know that's Magneto. I'm saying all the X-Men are fine with this. They don't
Well,
bring it
once
up.
again, it
They
goes
don't
back to
care.
it goes back to what I said. It's like they like in the moment or whatever, like they're still mad about their people being killed or whatever. So like, you know, they're in the moment. They're saying like, screw this. Well, I'm tired of turning the other cheek. I've been turning the other cheek for like years or whatever. It's time for us to rise up or whatever, you know. So I mean,
That's like for me that kind of assassinates all of the X-Men for you. They're supposed to protect humans. They're the X-Men. They're not supposed to be fine genociding millions. Possibly we could even possibly approach hundreds.
But it goes back to everybody has a breaking point, and that was just their breaking point or whatever.
That's not the story I don't want. I don't want a story where all the X-Men are good with genociding billions of humans.
It was only two of them.
No, they're all fine. None of them mention this. Not a single one of them mention this or attack Magneto or try to seek justice.
They did. What you talking about?
No, they attack him because they're afraid.
What are you talking about? Did you watch the last couple episodes?
No. That's not the reasoning for attacking him. They're attacking him from preventing him to do what he's going to do. They're not attacking him out of seeking justice for what he did to millions of humans. That is never mentioned.
That's what Professor X was doing. That's why he literally fried his mind, though. Like
to prevent him from doing it again. Like, do you think so? Okay, let's take Rogue as a character, right? Do you think that from everything you've seen with her, that she would be fine with killing millions of humans?
Are you talking about before the genocide?
I'm talking about any time, Rogue. At any point in anything you've seen from
her. You have to understand from Rogue's point of view, she lost the person that she loved. Like her people got basically wiped out for no reason off of like racial tension or whatever. In her point of mind and everything, not saying that I agree with it or whatever, like you have to see where she's coming from. Like enough is enough or whatever. So you know what? I see Magneto's point of view or whatever. So like everybody has a breaking point or whatever. Hell, even Scott, the like Professor X #1 pupil, even like said like you guys better be lucky that we still save you guys, because if you didn't or whatever, it's over or whatever. Like we can overtake the world if we wanted to or whatever. And that's coming from Scott. He's like #1. He's Charles Xavier's like #1 pupil, and like he's even starting to think that Magneto was correct about the whole entire thing. Like, you know, stop. Like, why should we keep on turning cheeks for people that don't even necessarily like us or whatever? It just gives you that type of perspective. Not that I agree with it or whatever, but I can see where they're coming from. Everybody has a breaking point.
I don't think they show acknowledged it whatsoever. I don't think they're gonna have any acknowledgement that millions and millions of people are dead, and the impact that would have. Like anyone who's not already against mutants is gonna be would be 100% against them from this, and I just don't believe that they showed any acknowledgement in that. Like I'm sure, are they getting a second season? Do we know about that? Or well, technically, not a second season.
Technically, from what I just looked up yesterday, I sent my friend, like, we were discussing about it. Like, there is gonna be a second season. I think they're already finished with the animation or whatever. But I
So if
think
there is
total,
another
I think
season,
total, I think total, like, there's gonna probably only be 3 seasons total. Anything over that, I'll be surprised or whatever.
I
Remember to
will
keep
be
your
surprised if they
expectations low.
address that though, if they address what Magneto did at all in season 2. But what were you saying, Johnny?
Remember to keep your expectations low. You never know. It's still owned by Disney. They could still.
Yeah, that's
ruin
what
it.
I'm saying. But like we also gotta be fair. Like, hey, if you put out a good product, we gotta say like, hey, all right, Disney, touche, you did good or whatever. It doesn't excuse all the other stuff,
I
but
wouldn't clap for them.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's a like, hey, you finally put out something that everybody likes, but guess what? You pissed off your whole entire audience to where no one doesn't care. So,
we're still not letting them off the hook, even though
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't let them off the hook because of just like one good product or wherever, like in a
And just
full.
Blair, I'd say it's like a 5 out of 10 for me. I'd say that it's worlds above anything else they've done besides Andor. And a lot of people like it, which is awesome. But for me, it's just like there's a lot of like everything revolving Rogue and Magneto throughout the season, not just the end, is just very strange. And the character, and also Sunspot, his whole thing with Jubilee kind of went nowhere at all and made no sense. And then he just is evil now, I guess, which doesn't make any sense. But the show has a lot of problems, but it's a step in the right direction.
I think like, because I watched the X-Men when I grew up, like they kept the whole entire theme like it was supposed to be. So like for me, like nostalgia aside, say it's like a 9 or a 10 or whatever.
Did they like I keep seeing memes on Twitter of what's the name of that character that has the green and yellow pants? Is a girl. Is it
Rogue?
Rogue. We keep seeing a good shot of her ass, and then new one like
no, man, those assets are gone, bro. Like, unfortunately, like they're gone. RMP.
Which is weird though. Other characters do have cake, and it's not even their birthday.
We're calling
it hey, Storm still got the cake, but
yeah.
What frosting, may I ask?
But I'll say this, like what I liked about this episode, and I'm gonna talk about it like on my show on Sunday or whatever. But I did like the fact that they still kept like some of the Avengers in there. So like I'll put it that way. Like it's pretty good. Yeah.
Tim sent me this, and this is kind of fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
To see the numbers from Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And look how small the Marvel and Star Wars shows are. Like, look how tiny Mando and Loki is, and X-Men.
The fact that Echo, that no one doesn't talk about, and that's a pun. That's a good pun right there.
Dude, how did Echo? Oh my God, how did Echo get that many views? And they didn't even get that many views. So they just got such a small.
It's because of the Daredevil. It was just because of the Daredevil scene. That's what it was. Like that 20-second of Daredevil or whatever. And about Daredevil, what do you guys think about the Daredevil Reborn show? I don't know. Like I'm 50-50 on that.
I mean, it's not going to be off the reservation like Echo was. I think some people are going to be able to care about it, and it might give Disney the leg up that they need.
It's
I hear you. I get those. I saw those like 2 puns there, or 2 jokes he threw in there. 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I think they're doing all the good things, bringing back like the original cast.
Yeah.
I think it will have the feels, but hopefully,
They're
they
bringing back my
capitalize
boy
on it.
John. They're bringing back my boy John Berthoff, man. I'm happy for him, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love the Punisher.
I love the Punisher.
So I wonder what the other percent is. What people are watching? Maybe it's the Smithsonian Channel. I don't know.
So like most people watch Disney Plus just purely off of nostalgia. Like, they like watching the classic Disney movies. And classic Disney shows. That's usually why people keep their accounts. The only reason why I still got my account is because I got little cousins, and it's like they don't really have a lot of things to watch with their situation. I'm not gonna get too deep into it or anything like that. But
I still have the tapes. Remember those? The covers
Oh, yeah.
were pretty bulky. I still have those tapes.
Oh yeah, I still got a couple of VHSs, and I got plenty of Blu-rays too of like some of the Disney classics or whatever. But
What's your favorite Disney classic film?
Ooh.
Now,
okay.
Let's categorize it. Want to go with the cartoon version or a live action?
I'll just go with the cartoons. Like just my top 5. Lion King #1. Number 2 is Mulan. Number 3 is Goofy Movie. Number 4 is man, this is where it gets tricky. Aladdin. And then I got number 5, Tarzan.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know my favorite or this movie I'm picking. It's since I was a little kid. It's always been The Brave Little Toaster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brave Little Toaster. I remember that one.
Still my all-time favorite.
Oh man, you gotta watch The Brave Little Toaster, bro. That's pretty good.
Is it like well known? Am I missing something? Is like another Al Pacino situation?
It's one of those Disney movies where it's hardly underrated. Like, it's one of those cult classic ones.
I think it's not talked about a lot, but just think of it like where Toy Story and Cars came from. Brave Little Toaster is where the electronic appliances come to life and they have personality.
Yeah.
You'll like it. You'll really like it. It's dark. It's pretty dark.
Oh.
It's pretty dark.
There's lively positivity there, of course, but I mean later on it gets dark.
Yeah.
No. I changed my mind. My top 5: switch Tarzan, put Beauty and the Beast. That's my top 5. There we go. Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I don't know what it is, just because.
You want to know why? Because of Beauty and the Beast. Because Gaston is the goat. Okay, he's Gaston.
Dude, I love Gaston. Anyone who doesn't like
is the
Gaston,
goat.
I got a problem with you. But I watched the '90s Lion King last night. That Disney is long gone. Like, dude, like these animated movies we're talking about, like they had heart to them. They had character. They had story. They had positive messages. And it's just the inverse and opposite now.
Mm-hmm.
As to my favorite, man, Lion King. I think it would be Lion King for me.
Do you all know that Lion King was like a copy of Japan's famous anime film Kimba? I had no idea, and I had to see that and compare.
Yeah, Disney still denies it to this day.
I don't care.
You guys know about the Mufasa movie they're making? They're making a live action movie about Mufasa.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not watching that. Like
the live action Lion King feels like a National Geographic film to try and use real life lions to be the classic that just doesn't work because I can't tell who. They're real lions.
I was just getting annoyed that Jeremy Irons was not in the live action movie. You had James Earl Jones, but you couldn't get Jeremy Irons to come back as Scar. I was kind of hurt. Like I was like, I didn't even want to watch the movie.
Do we want to see the trailer and talk about it or no? I'm not really interested in it.
I mean, you all can watch Jeremy's reaction to that movie and just roast the hell out of it.
Yeah, there's no chance I'm watching this. I'm not interested in it.
There's only one Disney live action movie that I can actually sit here and say that I actually like was the Aladdin one because freaking Will Smith. I liked the Will Smith's Genie. Like it was different or whatever.
And the songs good in that too. I like the songs.
All right. Let's pick top 5 decent live action remakes of the cartoon classics. I remember the
I
first.
can't get past. I can't get past Aladdin. I can't get past Aladdin, bro.
What are you in, Johnny?
I remember when I was young, the first live action remake was The Jungle Book. It was a '90s movie.
Oh yeah, the really like real like grounded Jungle Book where like the animals were actually the real animals or whatever, and they didn't even talk or whatever. I remember that one.
Right. I thought that was. I don't remember a lot of it. I was a kid. I just wanted to just see because it was the Jungle Book. But like he had like a roaring contest against the tiger, and it was like that was pretty epic.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty good. There's also I think Pete's Dragon. Is that one good?
Did they do a live action of Pete's Dragon?
Yeah, they did. They did redo it or whatever. Like with it was the CGI dragon or whatever. But like
I think I remember something like 2017 is in my head. I love that book. I just don't remember. I feel like I remember a good
surprisingly,
movie. Oh, they did. I saw it too. I just blocked it out of my head. I think it was. I hated it. I'm pretty sure I hated it.
Surprisingly, like the Cinderella remake was pretty okay. I enjoyed it.
Emma Watson?
I think so or whatever. Like I thought that one was pretty okay or whatever.
You know,
Cinderella, I feel like it's the easiest one of them. Like the easiest story to translate to a movie. Like there's not too much you can get wrong.
101 Dalmatians.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I love that one. I love that one. Oh yeah. Flubber. You can't forget about Flubber now.
Flutter? The dolphin?
Flubber.
No, Flubber, the green goo, right?
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
Yeah, I watched the hell out of it. And I don't know why. I guess it was okay. I don't know why I kept watching it. I liked it because Robin Williams, because the Weibo robot. I guess I liked it.
Yeah, it's freaking Robin Williams was hilarious, bro. Like anything Robin Williams touched was funny, dude. Like I love that. R.I.P. to Robin Williams, man. I was so sad when he passed away, bro. Like when he self-deleted himself. I was like,
there was no cartoon movie of Flubber.
Isn't it, Yamaka? Are you sure?
It's that Adam Driver.
I was thinking, you look like him.
He's like ultraly thinking right now. He's like,
I mean, he's got his
He's
mask.
thinking about killing his dad. Oh, no.
You better be careful, man. He's gonna like use the force to kill us, like from far away, bro. Like,
I think Kylo Ren should have been Han Solo's son from the EU series. I guess it was Jason Solo. I think that's what I think it should have been.
It should have been a good story. I think Kylo Ren was probably the only decent thing about that trilogy. I think his acting was fine throughout.
The mask was
I think
awesome.
he was the only enjoyable thing.
Yeah, they just ruined it, but the mask was awesome. The voice.
The mask was so cool.
Yeah, too bad it's ruined.
The voice was
but back. Yeah, but back to the top.
Take his death to get away from Rey. Yeah, because he impregnated her and he didn't want to take care of the baby.
Oh no.
Right. So what else? So you guess the Aladdin live action was pretty good?
yeah, I liked it for what it was. Like, I'm not gonna say it was the greatest thing, but like, I like the fact that like, Will Smith did not try to copy off of Robin Williams. Like, he literally did his own genie, and like, I can appreciate that. Or whatever. Like, it was basically the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air genie form, and I loved it. Like, if you like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that was basically the genie in Aladdin. So like, I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, Kaylin, show this image I just sent you on Discord because you know how Disney likes to be diversifying characters, right? So they try to make they made Ariel black. So imagine if they remade Bambi.
No.
Imagine if they remade Bambi. This is what it would look like. Show them, Kaylin.
I'm trying to enlarge it. Here we go, folks. Dude, did you guys saw South Park, right? The Pandaverse episode where they were talking about Catherine Kennedy on the set of Bambi.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's too small. But yeah, that's what it would look like if they actually remade Bambi and made him that. Sorry, it's too
But
small. You can Google it. Make
make
it
it
bigger.
Kane lame. Oh
That's
no.
so retarded, man. All right, but yeah, we nitpicked a few good, decent live action remakes, but like it just destroys the magic that the cartoons just can only do that live movies cannot. You know,
The only thing else that I have to say before, like, I guess we almost start heading out and wrap this thing up. Pirates of the Caribbean, like that, like the first 3 movies. I don't care about those last 2 or whatever, but like, you know, the first 3 movies,
First
I
3
love
were
Pirates.
fantastic. They were so good.
Yeah, the first 3 movies are amazing, and the other 2 were just straight up like, I don't talk about those because those were just ass and not good
Well, I
at
mean,
all.
Barbossa and Jack carried them. You know, they were the only 2 enjoyable things.
I kind of
Yeah.
like the fourth. I kind of like the fourth one, but I haven't seen the 5th one yet. And
Fifth one's
frankly,
not really
I don't think we should. I don't think we should beg Johnny to do the last one to give a farewell as much as he wants to, just because of the
Oh
situation.
no, he doesn't even want to come back. He says screw them.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we would like to see Jack Sparrow one last time and give a proper farewell, I just don't think is a good time to care anymore right now. I don't know if ever.
Before we move towards wrapping things up, I just want to. This is so funny.
Well, let's try that again. Kathleen Kennedy is down on set right now, ruining the new Bambi movie.
Any diverse woman in it, make it
Bambi's a baby deer.
Fuck baby deer, put a chicken in, make her gay.
We've sent her away to have lunch at Chicago. There you are, Miss.
Play it again. What did he say? It's so hard to understand Carmen sometimes.
Down on set right now, ruining the new Bambi movie.
Any diverse woman in it, make it
Bambi's a baby deer.
Fuck baby deer, put a chicken in, make her gay.
We've sent her away to have lunch at Chicago.
Put a chicken in there, make it gay. Okay.
Because you know there is a live action Bambi movie in production, right? Like, is happening. So
I don't know why. What are they gonna say? Hunting is bad and guns are bad or something? I think that's what they're gonna do. So you know.
If they change the Mulan live action to a different Mulan, then they can make this Bambi a different Bambi, but instead of a deer, it's a black goat. So like it's got to be different now, right? Just like the Godzilla American version that I am such a fan of.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. We've had, you know, the compare and contrast, Rings of Power versus House of the Dragon. One of them, which I'm really looking forward to. The other one, which is going to be a complete disaster. And which always sucks to see, right? Like how much money, like $1 billion, dude. What could you accomplish with $1 billion? So much, and they just waste it. But you know, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna be here to cover both shows. It's gonna be a fun time. But Tim, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Do you have anything you want to shout out? Anything you're up to right now?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. ET X-Men 97 finale stream tomorrow. So looking forward to that. And then after that, probably just random streams. Probably I still need to do my review for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And then we'll be doing watch parties for the Acolyte, unfortunately. And we'll be covering that each week. So that should be fun. But yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I didn't see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What did you think of that quickly?
I liked it. I don't think it was great. I think it was a little too long. Some things were kind of a little bit more explanation. Yeah, I liked it. I think the CGI is great, but yeah, it has some issues. But I enjoyed it though.
Nice. All right, Johnny. What's up, dude? What are you doing?
There's one thing I wanted to bring up before I give my closure. You know what I really want to see again? Do y'all know Don Bluth?
I don't know.
Do you not
Yeah,
know
I do.
hand-drawn animation? He used to work for Disney back in the day.
I know Don Bluth.
He made
Yeah.
the Stone. Don't you know
Yeah.
that movie, Kaylin?
I don't know. Because I'm 18
Dude,
years old.
he's 18 years old, man. Forgive him.
I mean, Don Bluth is like Hayao Miyazaki in the United States, and he has a university, and he talked about his latest project, Dragon's Lair, the movie. He made the video game on a laser disc in an arcade, and now he wants to make an actual movie of it. And I called the school, and they told me that no one would take up his project because it was too expensive, and no one was interested in making his hand-drawn animation. And Netflix was interested in making it a live action. And like, no. And like, when I met Don Bluth at MegaCon, he's trying to convince Netflix to allow some of his talented art style into the movie, but I want the entire thing to be hand drawn because you're not going to see it again. Who knows how long, and I don't want that art style to die. So if anything, I would like that movie to be funded as a way to, to give a fuck you to Disney and tell them this is what I would like you to do again because this is what Disney used to be about. So Don Bluth is like one of the old legends that I miss so much seeing of his old artwork. His last movie was Titan AE in the year 2000, or maybe 2010. I can't remember, but yeah, someday. Anyway, I'm still streaming. I just beat Torok last week, and now I'm gonna play a new game this weekend. I haven't decided yet, but you can follow me on Twitch under the same name, Johnny the WizKid. Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, or Twitter, and just check me out.
Nice. Yeah. When you're like hand drawn stuff, like my mom was huge into because she grew up in the 80s, unlike me. And she loved like the Transformers G1 and Thundercats and stuff. So I grew up watching that stuff. Thundercats and Transformers and Jetsons and stuff, and all hand drawn stuff that people spend hours and hours drawing. And obviously you also put time into CG and stuff. But it just about like the passion, the style you can do, different like stylistic choices and stuff with writing, and just knowing that someone sat down and dedicated so much time and passion into drawing these panels and these scenes that then become, the show you're watching. There's a lot of like heart in it and a lot of emotion versus like the garbage animation that Disney's producing now. So it's unfortunate.
The art style.
I'd love to see more hand drawn animation stuff coming out. But Chris, what's going on, man? How have you been?
It's been good, man. So I just did a video with Phantom X and my friend Adam on Dynamic Duo podcast. It was the Broly movie that we just did. We still got to get that. We still got to get that video out, but yeah, we did that yesterday. Yeah, go check us out on Dynamic Duo Podcast. That's where you can find me. Me and my friend Adam, we just do movies on all types of old school movies, new school movies, things like that. And then also on Sunday, we you can find me on the Kings of Pop Culture, where we just talk about pop culture related with my friend The Chosen One. And of course, once again, talk about pop culture, no politics or whatever, but we're just gonna have a good time or whatever. And that's where you can find me at.
Nice. Guys, important kind of fun announcement. Next week we're gonna have a special guest. Jeremy DJ Cobra will be on. It's gonna be an awesome time. I've got a ton of other people lined up. It's gonna be a full stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Some OG people.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy's coming on.
He's gonna be on next week for the whole time. Just booked out the whole night, so it's gonna be awesome.
You know what? I'll leave work early so I can be here on time.
For sure. Yeah.
Because you start earlier than what I'm used to, so now
yeah, 7 Eastern.
I have to leave work early, and I will do it. I will do it.
It'll be worth it. So guys, to be sure to tune in tomorrow on time. It's gonna be a great show. But for now, I just put out a video about writing, comparing and contrasting modern writing to like good writing. So check that out. Also, if you want to enjoy some good old fantasy books, audiobooks, graphic novels without like politics or woke trans shove a gay Bambi in it. The link to my books is in the description, as is the link to my Discord if you want to join that. So tap the description thing, check it out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys next week. Later, folks.
Peace out, guys.